It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Stroud is sacked again. Oh, John, boom. Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Defended in the corner.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker! Kenneth Walker! Touchdown! Spotty!
Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, ends up.
Yes!
Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here! A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine. X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Don't laugh, Daniel.
I mean, I'm not laughing at the. It's not. I don't think it's. I believe they actually said it's like not supposed to be like a, a celebratory day. Like it is, but it's a solemn day. I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's a holiday, so we're celebrating because this is now taking over Columbus Day.
Oh yeah, that's much better
for your bank holidays.
Yes, good. That's I agree with that. That's good.
Which is the right call. So, fun weekend over in the sports world. Actually, I have lots to talk about today. So when Anthony texted us last night, like, what are we going to talk about? It's like, it's pretty easy. The Michigan Panthers made the playoffs. That's all we talk about.
Yeah, I haven't worked a Panthers game in a few weeks. But I see they're on like their 4th quarterback. I don't even, what's this guy's name? E.J. Perry? Something like that was their quarterback yesterday. I didn't watch any of the game. I was watching the U.S. Open, but I did see that they were down early and had a nice comeback victory. So yeah, going to the playoffs.
Yeah, and we're joking. That's USFL talk for the whole entire day. But U.S. Open, West Coast golf is the best during the summertime. Being able to enjoy that going to bed while there's nothing else on. Tigers take 3 of 4 versus the Twins. Have lots of NBA news, and it's NBA draft week. So we're going to have lots to dive into this week. There's still the rumor swirling of the Pistons and Zion Williamson, and I think that's just a ploy for someone else to come and trade for Zion Williamson that's not Detroit.
Oh, you think that's coming out from New Orleans is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think they're trying to draw up interest. Like, see, Detroit wants him. Detroit's not going to say a word. So I think that's just all ploy for some other team to come in, swoop in, trade for him, and it'll be wonderful.
We got it, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got it.
Michael Jordan.
Hey, one thing. If it's not one thing, it's another. Good morning, fellas. How are you? Happy Father's Day, Ryan.
Thank you. Appreciate you reaching out yesterday.
Yeah. How was the weekend?
It was good. It's lots of fun. I see kids play baseball yesterday. Just hung out on the beach. Didn't do a damn thing around the house.
No 5K this week?
No, I'm all done with 5Ks for a good few years. knock 2 out in a month, and that's my quota for a 5-year plan. There we go. Knocked out 2 5Ks.
Well, that was good. What beach did you go to?
My brother has access to one through his neighborhood. He doesn't live right on the water, but he just has to drive 5 minutes. And I don't know if anyone knows where Yates Cider Mill is. Like actual store, like right across the parking lot is the beach entrance. So did brunch at his house, then just hung out on the beach the whole day, listened to the Tigers. It's a fun day.
Nice. You pack a cooler, some sandwiches?
Then pack some snacks, pack the cooler with other things. So
Refreshments.
yeah.
Who doesn't love refreshments? So what body of water is it on? Like an inland lake or?
Yeah, it's a lake. I don't know. Let's say there.
Cool.
Well, it's like there's 30 lakes in my area. I don't know the name of any of them outside the ones that are named after roads.
Right. So all right, that's a good day at the beach, and if you got to listen to the Tigers, take a little Dan Dickerson with you. Dan, what did you do on Father's Day?
I recovered from my Saturday night of officiating my brother's wedding.
He was marrying random people left and
Yeah.
right. Boom, you guys are married.
Married.
Boom, married. Boom, married. I have the power,
That's it.
and I have no responsibility. Boom, married.
How was it? How'd it go?
It went well. I got all the words out. I wasn't nervous, but my leg was shaking like crazy. When I got up, like once it started, I was nervous. I wasn't nervous leading up whatsoever. And then the thing started, and I was like, why am I nervous right now? So I got about halfway through, and then I was completely fine after that.
Wow. All right, got a little knee bob.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Did you have like a?
Luckily, my brother was standing in front of me, so you couldn't see.
I was gonna say, did you have a podium or something to cover it up, or
no? There was a mic stand, and I put my foot on the mic stand, and I was like, okay, now I'm good.
All right, well that's good.
Quit the shaking.
I'm glad you got rid of the shakes. That's important, because it's a tough gig because you want to do a good job, right? You want to remember all of your words. The only thing that ever happens to me is I get like a severe case of like cotton mouth. Outside of that, like that's okay, and that only happens in like small groups. I think it's way more difficult to speak in front of 50 to 100 people than it is to speak in front of 100,000. And
yeah, that's true, because you're not really looking at one specific person.
Right. You're just staring into a camera.
Right, because there's just so many people.
People everywhere. It's just like a sea. It's like blurred out. It's just like a massive humanity that's behind you that you can't really tell if they're looking at you, if they're even paying attention or not. So, yeah. And I mean, this year, we're supposed to have we're not supposed to. We're going to have larger scoreboards at the big house. I think they need to be even bigger, personally. I was hoping they were going to go the Jacksonville Jaguar route, and then like that would be what would complete the bowl. Basically, it'd be these jumbo-sized video screens, but that's just not the case. It's they're bigger, but you know when your stadium is that big, you kind of need.
Well, it's better than the 50-inch TV they had up there before.
Geez, you remember the really old one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those were, you could barely see it when the sun was shining on them.
Dude, just relics. Just relics. And it's like, my goodness, you got to make some improvements, some capital improvements. But no, I think it's way more difficult to speak in front of medium to large size, like intimate groups than it is to speak to, the masses in a stadium or arena setting. And usually after the first sentence, you're typically okay, but not always, man. So I'm glad you got a hold of your knee. How was the reception?
Oh, it was great. Open bar, like real open bar. Like
is there a fake open bar?
I'm talking Basil Hayden top shelf open bar. That type of open bar.
Basil Hayden.
Yeah. So it was a good. Yeah. We got very drunk and then went to Tin Roof, and I saw half of the crew from Bally Sports.
Good
because
weekend.
they were there for the Emmys watch party.
Okay, nice, very nice. All right, we got the Detroit Tigers. Did they do enough this weekend to bring you back in? We'll talk about it next year. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at tullymoregolf.com.
Hey, Meyer. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
Let's root for the home team. This week, shop Meyer for 30% off Tigers apparel. Exclusions apply. Meyer, your proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers. Now that's a winning team.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Disturbed, the Take Back Your Life Tour. Labor Day Monday, September 4th at Soaring Eagle. And same show, same night, Stained. Tickets start at $34 and on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. Party hard, rock harder. It's been a while. Disturbed and Stained. Labor Day Monday, part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series.
Share your thoughts all morning long on the Meyer Guest Line. Call 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. Now, back to Danny, Ryan, and AB.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. It's a very busy weekend for the Detroit Tigers. Did they do enough to win you back?
Miggy's Moments are brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Yesterday, he passed Alex Rodriguez for number 21 all-time on the Major League Baseball all-time hit list.
Such a good swing right there.
3,116 hits as they recollect and look back at Miggy from this weekend. Pretty cool moment for him, and he'll continue to kind of climb that milestone ranking, as we know. But were they good enough to kind of suck you back in here? That's what I want to know. They take 3 out of 4 against the Twinkies, and look at them now. Right back in business after handling the divisional leader on the road this weekend.
Yeah, but just I can't deal with the bullpen day every other day. My goodness, get somebody up here if you want to win some ball games.
But they're winning games with the bullpen day.
Yeah, and then guess what? When they need that bullpen because the bullpen gets shelled in the first 3 innings, they won't have one.
Well, I mean, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. But, I mean, shoot. Had some offense this weekend, huh? 8-4-7-1, lost 0-2, and then came back and won 6-4. That's a pretty good weekend. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, now we have the Royals coming in. Sweep the Royals, and then we're really talking.
If they were to sweep the Royals and they were to get a little bit of help from Cleveland's opponent, they'd be right there, jockeying for, they're 2.5 games behind Cleveland right now. They climb back in front of the Chicago White Sox. I mean, what a difference 4 days can make. My goodness.
Just so everybody knows, the Red Sox are 2 games over 500.
Mm-hmm.
They're 12.5 games back.
Wow.
The Tigers are 10 games under 500. They're 5 games back.
Well, yeah, I mean, Minnesota's literally at 500 right now. 36-36 after this weekend. I mean, is that something or what? By the way, in case you're wondering, Carlos Correa hitting 217 this year. He was 2 for 3 yesterday, but it's not like he was one of those names that was up there, and we went with Javi Baez, right? And Correa was traded like 15 times over the offseason, but none of them could go through because he couldn't pass a physical or whatever the case, whatever he's battling with. But just for comparison's sake, Carlos Correa hitting 217, Javi Baez hitting 234.
Yeah, I think Carlos is realizing that it's a little difficult to hit when the second best batter in your lineup is Max Kepler. Like I mean, Minnesota. Plus, they should have built another dome. Playing outside those first few months in Minnesota, I'm sure was a shock to Mr. Correa compared to Houston inside.
Yeah, you're probably right. Target field. I mean, why would you expose? I mean, Minnesota weather's. I mean, still we get some bad weather to start the season, but Minnesota's even worse. It is cold there, a lot of precipitation, snow on the ground for forever. Like you take a player in who is not used to that and then stick them there. I mean, I get that you're a professional, you got to do your job, but at the same time, like, it's uncomfortable. It very much is uncomfortable, and some people either find an option to get comfort, or they'll be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's really the biggest difference. If you're the latter of the two, then it's probably going to work out pretty well for you. But yeah, you mentioned bullpen day yesterday. They used all the arms, 7 in total, fully closing it down with a
Tarek
strong
Skubal should be back either this week or next week, the way he's been progressing. Down in Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 2 starts of shutout 3-inning outings. And then Matt Manning's been on his rehab. He hasn't made it up to Toledo yet for his rehab. So the pitching rotation will actually get some starting pitchers here soon.
That would be, even if he gave a Toledo effort where he could only give you 3 or 4, like that's still better than having to blow through, the 7 guys in the back end like they had to. So, I mean, I'll take it. The minute you're ready, come on back. Like,
the
open
Tigers,
up the doors.
hang on a second. I'm just looking at the Tigers' upcoming game today, and I wanted to make sure. Holy cow. They are facing a guy today, Jordan Lyles. Is it Jordan Lyles? I can't.
Yes.
0-11. 0-11 record this season.
ERA almost at 7.
Oh, it's a good day to get some hits and run around the bases and score some runs, isn't it?
Got to win today.
No pressure, but must win.
Yep.
This is
a
what
must win on June 19th.
At 6:40 in the evening at home on a Monday, we are anointing this game a must-win game. It's the right matchup for it. It is the right matchup for it. And, I mean, hell, why not? Plus, Spencer Torkelson. Did he figure it out? Are we good? Was it the game-winning RBI last week that might be the turning point for young Mr. Torque?
The turning point was our segment calling him, like, is he a bust? Like, seems like when we talk negative about certain players on the Tigers, they start turning it around.
Well, he was 1 for 5, 3 strikeouts yesterday.
Yeah, but he's been better, like, for the last week. He's been a functional MLB player. And same with when Javi Baez went on his run after the Toronto benching. Honestly, the last, 3 weeks for Miguel Cabrera, looking like, hey, you can play 2 out of 3 days because you're now not just grounding out to third base.
Are you a serviceable MLBer right now?
Right.
Miguel Cabrera.
Well, the fact that he has
question.
6 doubles in his last 10 games, it's like, and for him to get a double, you have to hit it pretty hard.
Yeah. Pretty hard and get a pretty good bounce. Usually those 2 things combined. I mean, think about Javi's triple that he had yesterday. I mean, that thing hits high off the wall, and then it's misplayed a little bit by the right fielder, but it's tough to gauge that bounce. And, I mean, that thing just took off. It hit the wall and damn near rolled back to first base. Like, he just chopped that thing, and it was a little bit shy of being a home run. If that wall's a little shorter, sure. And then the right fielder's just chasing the ball down the right field line and probably threw it, 20 feet to first? Like, that's how far the ball rolled off the wall. It was pretty incredible. So good for the Tigers. They're turning. I hate to say it, but they're turning it around a little bit. Maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe I will.
They're
maybe
still
I won't,
10 games back, 500.
But they're in the hunt, and that's all we need. We just need them in the hunt to be able to hopefully pull the trigger on some sort of trade that might be able to add something to this team, and we could be buyers instead of sellers. Golf season is here. Matt Golden and his team ready to welcome you to one of the best golfing experiences in the great state of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort in Canadian Lakes offers not 1 but 2 championship courses, Tullymore and St. Ives. It's located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant, smack dab in the middle state, so it's easy to get to no matter where you are coming from. Tullymore not only features top-of-line golfing experiences, but also top-of-line accommodations and the perfect space for your wedding event, reception, or group outing. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Disturbed, the Take Back Your Life tour. Labor Day Monday, September 4th at Soaring Eagle. And same show, same night, Stained. Tickets start at $34 and on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. Party hard, rock harder. It's been a while. Disturbed and Stained. Labor Day Monday, part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us. No matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide. The iHeartRadio app. So great to have you be a part of our program each and every weekday morning. We want to remind you, you can step into a world of nonstop action over in the DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots, my favorite, craps, plus enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5 can get a match of their first deposit and score up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the promo offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE. Get a match of your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds, only on the DraftKings Casino with the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only, one per opted-in customer. Minimum $5 deposit, max match $2,000. Deposit and bonus restrictions do apply, and our bonus amount requires 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Now, over the weekend, Adam Silver, you and your band of just unbelievable. It makes the most sense if you have negative news, right, to do it outside of the NBA Finals, right? Don't want to take anything away from the Finals. Even though Kyrie Irving might be trying to recruit LeBron, don't try to take away from the Finals, right? Let Miami and Denver have their series. Let them have their moment. Okay, that makes sense. And then, once that's done, then we can get to cleaning up what happened from the Ja Morant saga. Now, my true desire here for Ja Morant, if I am the commissioner, I'm going to work for an 82-game full season suspension. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I don't think Adam Silver has the cojones for that. I think the union would have fought against it. And so, okay, could you go to 50%? Could you go with 41 games for Ja Morant? I think that would also be, I would deem that acceptable. That's probably too much, though, for Ja Morant and for the players' union. So you probably have to come somewhere near a quarter of the season. And that's what they did with 25 games. Ja Morant officially suspended for his conduct detrimental to the league, as it was announced on Friday. Do the Friday news dump, very NFL style. Get your bad news out. People are going into the weekend. It's summertime. U.S. Open's on television, and let's be honest, 99% of America doesn't give a damn about Ja Morant in the offseason. We really do not care. Unless he does something stupid, and then we'll care. But outside of that, we don't care. I don't know if you saw the video of LeBron at Le Mans. Did you see that? Where he was trying to speak French and telling the drivers to start their engines? Tell me you guys saw that video.
I did not see that.
Okay, so he hopped on Google Translate on the car ride over, studied his one line, got up there with his dad hat and his sunglasses, and I forget, I don't even know how to say it, but it's pretty awful. It's worth looking up on like Twitter or Instagram or something along those lines, so you can hear the way he says, "Drivers, start your engines," because it's pretty incredible. The comments below the original post, I think it was like from SportsCenter on Instagram, people were like, Le franchise, dude, it's incredible. Like, everybody says the same stuff. I know it's not just me, because I got on there and I was like, there's some quality material here, folks. I'm gonna have to stash some of these for later and bookmark this or something. But no one really cares what they're doing. There was a little brief video about Nikola Jokic. He's back watching horse racing in Serbia. Of course he is. Like, that's what he wants to do. Like, yeah, that's fine. As long as you're not breaking the law, we typically don't care. We've got other things to worry about, like our own families or whatever sports teams, like baseball season that's taking place. Maybe there's the NFL rumor mill might be up and churning for your favorite team. But outside of that, like, we're just really not that interested in Ja Morant. They took all that time, right, to let the case, if you will, simmer down and then dump it all out on a Friday. Give it the weekend with a whole bunch of other stuff to kind of cloud it over, and we'll move it. We'll move on from there. Now, the NBA suspended Morant 8 games following a similar incident in March. You remember, while he was intoxicated in a Denver area strip club, not just any club, it was a strip club. There's video surveillance of the activities that were taking place there as well. Now, when that video came out, he went and blamed the mental health, can't deal with my stress, blase. The easiest thing to do in the event of any sort of emergency, just blame mental health and no one can say anything about it, and then you just basically walk away scot-free. So he did that and then said he went to some counseling center. For what? To be able to manage his stress. Okay, dude, you're drunk, you're in a strip club, you're paying for the services you're receiving. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. Like, you're not stressed out. You're a young person with entirely too much money in their hands. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. And it's going to take some years for you to be able to, quote unquote, mature, but maybe not. I mean, maybe you'll just go the Zion route. Like, maybe you could just do that. You know, Zion got that huge contract. We talked about that. Like, he has an actress mattress or mattress actress or however you say it. He's got an adult film star, like, on the docket. He apparently flies her into his house. Like, hey, whatever, bro. Like, you've got the money. Like, the people, he needs to mature. Like, well, here's the thing. But Zion's case is drastically different because Zion's not hurt anybody but himself, which is proven by the fact that he's going to be he's an expecting father. He's not married to that woman. That woman doesn't love him. Come on. Just there for the paycheck, there for the lifestyle. What John Morant did, singing a rap song, don't know the song. I have no idea which one it is. I don't even know who sings it. Are you guys aware of who the artist was playing in the background during this case?
I have no clue.
I have no idea either. Right? But there's going to be one of 3 topics discussed. And I'm sure that while singing that song, right, safe to assume, he's out there in a car, all willy-nilly with a gun in his hand. It looks bad because we all know what you're trying to portray. Like, that's it. Nobody will say it, but we all know what it is. It's one of the weird, like, dynamics of our current state of affairs here in 2023. Like, we all know exactly who he wants to be, but we're just not allowed to say that. We have to treat him like, oh, well, it's foolish and it's childish. No, like, it's not. Like, that's what he wants. That's what he wants to be. Like, I don't know why anybody's afraid to call it the way that it is. But everybody else wants to come up with 800 excuses as to why because he's young and he's immature, he's dumb. Like, those are 3 really clear. I mean, you did it twice now. And you bought a bigger gun because the internet was shelling you that you brought out the pea shooter the first time. So what'd you go get? A 45? A little hand cannon? It's ridiculous. So for this decision, quote, John Morant's decision to once again wield a firearm on social media is alarming and disconcerting given his similar conduct in March, for which he was already suspended 8 games. The potential for other young people to emulate Ja's conduct is particularly concerning. Under these circumstances, we believe a suspension of 25 games is appropriate and makes clear that engaging in reckless and irresponsible behavior with guns will not be tolerated. And then you have the Chris Kaman argument, which I then counter with Ray Allen or Draymond Green. Do you not see the difference between Draymond Green, Ray Allen, Chris Kaman, and then subject B, John Morant? Or no? Now, this is the part I really like about the statement. For Ja, why does Adam Silver call him Ja? Can he just call him Demetrius one time in one of these statements, just for good measure? For Ja, basketball needs to take a backseat at this time. Prior to his return to play, he'll be required to formulate and fulfill a program with the league that directly addresses the circumstances that led him to repeat this destructive behavior. What's he going to do? Go teach a class to the streets? Is that what he's going to do? He's going to hold, like, Firearms Anonymous? What kind of program is he going to formulate and fulfill with the league that's going to stop him from wanting to be a rapper?
You have to take gun safety courses. You have to go on pretend Instagram Live where you just record the videos into your phone. And then you have to do a rap battle with Eminem.
There is a 3-phase process that Dr. Elke has put together just now off the top of his mind of things he could require to fulfill this program with the league. Whatever program the league is going to have here with John Morant, what they need to do is, I guess, disperse that across America. That's what they need to do. That's what it is. And no one will say it. No one will say it. Like, oh, well, yeah. Or ESPN will just dust it under the rug. It's like, come on. Now, what does this mean for Demetrius? He'll be ineligible to participate in any public league or team activities, including preseason games during the suspension. Will he be welcome at different open runs, as they like to call them, also known as a very, very well-established pickup game, like the Drew League? Will he be able to go to Rucker Park? Would you even want to go to Rucker Park to play shooty hoops? I don't know. Not now. Now you can't because you look like an idiot. Those guys will eat you alive. Now, he's due to make $33.5 million this season. Morant now stands to lose just over $300,000 per game, or approximately $7.5 million total due to the suspension. Now, Morant issued another statement on Friday. Quote, "I've had time to reflect and realize how much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize to the NBA, the Grizzlies, my teammates, the city of Memphis, to Adam Silver, Zach Kleeman, and Robert Parra, who gave me the opportunity to be a professional athlete and have supported me. I'm sorry for the harm I've done. To the kids who look up to me, I am sorry for failing you as a role model. I promise I'm going to do better. To all my sponsors, I'm going to be a better representation of our brands." You don't have any more brands. Your brands are gone. "And to all my fans, I'm going to make it up to you, I promise." How are you going to make it up? The only way you can physically make this up to the fans, if you win a championship, then they forget all this. Until you brandish a firearm at the parade. Then we're right back to where we started. "I'm spending the offseason and my suspension continuing to work on my own mental health and decision-making." Oh, there it is. Keyword. Got to get the keywords in. Mental health. Okay. Lion ass. "I'm also going to be training so that I am ready to go when I can get back out on the court. I know my teammates are going to hold it down, and I'm sorry I won't be there with you at the beginning of the season. I hope you'll give me the chance to prove to you over time I'm a better man than what I've been showing you." Wow. John Morant, 25 games. Adam Silver, what about the kids? John Morant, mental health. Could you, guys, just be honest. That's all I'm asking. Adam Silver didn't, he's a role model. Well, he's this way. No, he's being an idiot. And before he hurts himself or somebody else, or basically is just a stain on the league right now, because I don't know what other professional company you'd want with that kind of activity taking place. And if you want to compare it to Chris Kaman, you want to go down that route, I'll raise you Ray Allen and Draymond Green and say, what do the three of them have in common? What do the three of them have in common? And then how is that different than what John Morant was doing? I'll let you answer the question so you can say it out loud so you know how dumb you sound. That's why. 25 games, probably as much as Adam Silver, because he's kind of weak. I'm not going to lie. He's kind of frail. At first, everybody loved Adam Silver. Then, last couple of years, I'm like, I don't know. Too much business in China. I get it, but too much business over there. Willing to bend the knee for anything TV related over there. I'm good on that. This suspension's weak. He's kind of weaselly. I get it. Global marketplace, dollars, revenue sharing. I understand all that. But I just, you can't be out here talking about human rights, but only applying to a certain group of people, not anybody else. Like that just doesn't work. Like, it's a bunch of hypocrites.
I think 25 games is fine. Sure, were there some bylaws that he probably broke? Yeah. But, I mean, he legally owns a pistol. I mean, yeah, it's dumb and he's an idiot for doing it, for, flashing it on Instagram 2 separate times. But he didn't break the law. I mean, he did the first time. But I think the 25 games is fine. It's a quarter of the season. That's if he does it again, then, or if something else happens, then you're looking at a full season.
As defined by Merriam-Webster, brandishing as to shake or wave something such as a weapon menacingly or to exhibit in ostentatious or aggressive manner. In most states, brandishing is not a legally defined term. In fact, only 5 states, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Virginia, and West Virginia, currently have laws on the books that directly reference brandishing. When it comes to concealed carry, many states have their own definitions and may refer to brandishing as defensive display, improper exhibition of a weapon, or unlawful display. Actions from resting your hand on the grip of your pistol or knife, or sweeping your cover garment aside to expose your weapon may be considered brandishing. So if you wanted to channel your inner Clint Eastwood, and we're in a situation where, the played in the background, the tumbleweave, you had some straw, maybe like a piece of wheat hanging out of your mouth, and you tip your cap to the side, and you wheel your poncho over to the other side, and say, howdy, and you're flashing the grip. That, my friend, alone can be unlawful display. So just for the record, if you want to see anything more on this, you can visit usconcealedcarry.com/resources for more rules on, what all of this entails. So when people are like, oh, he's not doing anything, like, yes, he is. He's in public. He's not at a range getting a photo taken of him. He's not in his house or in a gun store.
You don't know he was in public? That could have been his driveway.
It was definitely not his driveway. He's on the street.
I'm just saying it could have been his driveway. It where in that video do you see a light of any sort?
I think it's in the back of the building.
I don't think he's literally they're sitting still.
John Morant video. Let's see what comes up and see if we can get.
It's only about a 7-second video.
All I need to do is see the background. Let me just pull it up. I'll watch it during the break just to. The best part about it is that he said it was a toy gun. Like, the guy is just
should be 50 games for
that's
a
what I'm
toy
saying.
gun.
He's just a liar. Like, mental health, it's a toy gun. I don't really mean it. Like, no, you dummy. All right, we'll step aside. We'll be back. More X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Meyer. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
Let's root for the home team. This week, shop Meyer for 30% off Tigers apparel. Exclusions apply. Meyer, your proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers. Now that's a winning team.
For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch her out at the old ball game.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
The Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police wants you to know that June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Why do we need to recognize gun violence? Because we can stop it before it happens. Many people contemplating an act of gun violence display significant or sudden changes in their behavior. If you know what to look for, you can be the difference. Search 10 critical warning signs of violence or contact your local police department to learn more.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at tullymoregolf.com.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Monday morning to you. It is the 19th day of June, 2023. We welcome you here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports and Network. Danny Caitlin, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. Text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000 Sports Radio to 21000. Our Myers Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XP Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros, and, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports and Network. Add a .com to that to find our website. Find us all individually on Twitter. Dan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony at AC Bellino. Fan feedback, email inbox, xbmornings@gmail.com. What's going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news. I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
No, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
The Detroit Tigers with a 6-4 win yesterday take 3 out of 4 against the Minnesota Twins, winning Thursday 8-4, Friday 7-1, lost Saturday 2-0, but came back and rallied for a 6-4 bullpen victory yesterday in game number 4. And don't look now, fans, but they are just 5 games back in the lead of the AL Central. Oh, my goodness. Are they just going to rope us back in this thing or what? I don't know. Ray Lewis III, son of Ravens legend Ray Lewis, died of suspected overdose, according to a police report obtained on Saturday. Lewis's younger brother, Rashawn Lewis, first posted about his sibling's death Thursday on his Instagram story. Lewis died Wednesday after officers were called to a Central Florida home and found him unconscious in a bedroom. Lewis, reportedly 28 years old, played corner at his father's alma mater at Miami for 2 seasons before he transferred to Coastal Carolina in 2015. He finished his career at Virginia Union. The evidence and witness accounts show this incident to be a tragic accident, according to police. Wow, must have had some serious issues going on there. The Patriots' Jack Jones has been arrested at the airport on a weapons charge after 2 firearms were found in his travel luggage. Why do people continue to do this? I'll never understand it. Like, dude, all you have to do is check them, and then when you get to the airport, you literally tell TSA, show them your paperwork, and tell them that, yes, I have 2 firearms in my checked luggage. For whatever reason you're carrying them. But that's it. That's literally all you have to do. Stop putting them in bags and trying to get them through, like take them onto the plane. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm sure that's it for him. Did you see the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl ring? Did you see that? They held a little private ceremony.
I never saw the close-up of it, but I saw like the beginning of the ceremony where they got to open up the boxes and do the ring reveal.
613 diamonds, 609 round diamonds, and 4 marquee diamonds, along with 35 rubies.
Does anyone else, all of these new championship rings are just super gaudy and ugly?
You can't do anything with it.
No.
Like, where are you ever going to wear? I mean, I guess you wear that to your Hall of Fame speech or to your reunions or anything NFL related, you throw it on. Sure. But outside of that, like, where are you going to?
I know, it's so funny because, Dan Petrie wears his World Series ring all the time. And it's just like super modest, extremely modest. And then SEMO's AL championship ring it's big, but it's wearable. Yeah, these things are just like, it's like a quarter cup thing on your
It's almost a brass knuckle.
Yeah.
So the top can come off like the Warriors. The top does come off. And it's got the playoff scores on the inside of the ring. When the top comes off, it shows the 2 titles they've won in this era. It's quite the piece. That much is for sure, I guess. I mean, I'm sure somebody will pawn it off in the years to come and pay some bills with it. Suns are finalizing a trade for the Wizards' Bradley Beal. More on this a little bit later. Chris Paul is going to be involved in this as well. I think this is just I don't understand this at all. At all. And we'll get into that. Lou Williams, the 3-time Sixth Man of the Year, has called it quits. He is retiring from the NBA, so congratulations to Lou Will. So famous in Atlanta that one particular club has chicken wings named after him. So very particular adult club.
They had those. They had the lemon peppers at Comerica Park for Atlanta last week.
Did they really?
They did in the press box.
I wonder if they were even.
They absolutely.
Comparable.
Oh, were they compared? Oh, they were great. They tasted great.
But do they taste the same as the club?
They're not. They're not lemon pepper wet. Like they have it in Atlanta. They're just lemon pepper dry rub.
The Grizzlies have suspended Ja Morant for 25 games for his brandishing of a firearm in a video on an IG Live because he can't stay off of social media.
Really just going to go right past the dry rub?
I had to dry
where you
rub
can get those chicken wings?
And the lemon pepper wet. I said, we're going straight to Ja Morant. I about swallowed my tongue just now. Bob Huggins resigns as West Virginia's head coach in the wake of an arrest. He got a DUI, allegedly, on Friday evening. It was about 8:30 when he was pulled over. And it was
the man thought he was in Columbus, Ohio.
He had a tire that was flat and shredded, and the driver's side door was open, and this black SUV was blocking traffic. The officers told him to move the vehicle off the road and then pulled him over when they observed the fact that Huggins was having trouble maneuvering the SUV.
Who was drunker, Huggy Bear or the bus driver for the Pirates?
Or was it the same person?
935 games coached, 26 NCAA tournaments, 2 Final Fours, 16 seasons at West Virginia. He was 345 and 203. His final month, however, brutal. He had the comments that were made on that Greater Cincinnati radio station in regards to the Xavier Musketeers, and now this, he's done. He's all done. He's given his resignation. And that's that. They will have to move on and find a new coach, as his blood alcohol content was 0.21%, which is more than twice the legal limit of 0.08 in Pennsylvania. Not good at all. San Diego State told the Mountain West its plans to exit. However, they need 1 month for an extension, given unforeseen delays involving other collegiate athletic conferences beyond our control. Why the Mountain West would grant them this, I have no idea, because here's the deal. If San Diego State, they would need to give a year of notice to withdraw next June. Now, if they wait past June 30th, the exit fee jumps up from $16.5 million to nearly $34 million. So why in the world, if you're the Mountain West, would you say, yeah, no, as the Pac-12 figures out their TV deal and you're not unsure of what you want to do, we'll grant you the extension and you guys just hang out there. Why would they do that? That's such a bad choice. And despite the fact you can't find his name anywhere in the headlines, Wyndham Clark got the victory. Congratulations to him at the U.S. Open. Good for him, the Los Angeles Country Club's North.
If I have to hear about the same exact putter that he has with Ricky Fowler again, I mean, my gosh.
Patented fade. He's the only guy on tour that hits a fade. Yeah, it's just patented left or right ball flight there. Do you like the shot tracer on every hole? Like every shot?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean.
Yeah, I did not like NBC's coverage this weekend.
Thought they did a poor job.
Yeah.
Thought they did. Whatever the humming noise was in the back.
That was a NBC plane flying around.
Did it have a banner strapped to it that said, Peacock, download now? No, I'm teasing. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Roll on Fridays to win a share of over $8,000 in premium play. Each week in June from 7 to 11 p.m., 3 lucky players every hour roll the dice for prizes. The rolling champion each night wins $1,000 premium play. Roll on Fridays, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Meijer's Super Sale is here. Friday and Saturday only. Find super low prices on items like Meijer Family Pack Chicken Wings for $1.79 per pound and 99 cents per pound green seedless grapes. Plus, buy one, get one free Hormel Black Label or Natural Choice Bacon. Don't miss limited time prices during the Meijer Super Sale. Friday and Saturday only while supplies last. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
From planting a simple seed to managing a global food supply, growing, processing, and distributing food is the backbone of America. You deal with food safety and labor issues, cost control, and not to mention Mother Nature. But do you have time to explore research development and biotechnical tax credits? Properly administer payroll for temporary employees. Ensure that you're operating at your most profitable? That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is America's food supply, our business is helping you run your business better. We'll assist with tax credits, assess your processes and controls, and so much more. And while we may not be able to help you plant your crops, we can help you realize a rich financial harvest. From the family farm to worldwide distribution of all the things you grow, grow your business better. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Golf season is here. Matt Golden and his team are ready to welcome you to one of the best golfing experiences in the great state of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort, Canadian Lakes, offers not one but two championship courses. Tullymore and St. Ives. It's located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant, which means it's located smack dab in the middle of the state, and it's easy to get to no matter where you are coming from. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837. That's 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. All right, it is hour two. It's segment two, which means it's time for Detroit Lions trivia. This is one of those crazy trivia questions. But I guess it does make sense now with the current makeup of the team. Was that a clue? Find out. What player sparked the Lions' late rally in a 30-27 win over the Bears in Week 13 of 2020 when he caught a 25-yard touchdown pass to pull the team within 3 points with 2:18 remaining? Wide receiver. Sparked
I feel
a rally.
like Dan and I have the two names in our head, so Dan, you say one.
I don't know. I don't. You're giving us the wide receiver clue.
Yeah,
I gave you a clue. I gave you two clues.
Marvin Jones.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Just because
Marvin Jones Jr.
Say that was the clue that gave away for me. But it's like we've also talked a lot. Kenny Golladay was an answer last week. Could be him again.
But makes a little bit more sense with the current makeup.
Yeah, that's where I was going to Marvin. I just want Dan to guess Kenny Golladay.
To hell with Kenny Golladay, right? Get out of here, Kenny G. Could have been something so great. I'm upset we never.
They went to the Giants, and they don't know how to use wide receivers.
Just terrible, absolutely terrible. Terry sends in a message, and I think that Terry was a little unhappy with the. I thought the over-analyzing of every shot before they hit by Nota Begay was really annoying. Way too much. Just let the guys hit the shots, please. Yeah, there was a lot of guys that were talking over each other throughout the course of the broadcast. They had some sound mixing issues where they do that play-through so you can see they get their ad revenue in, which I get it. Like, it's a nifty idea. It makes sense. Picture-in-picture, ad on one side, golf on the other. But then they'd come back, and it wouldn't necessarily be a seamless. Like, you would notice the fact that you were just in a different segment of the program, if you will. Like, there was nothing that was real, I don't know, smooth about that. So that one kind of bothered me just from a production standpoint. But from a broadcast standpoint, the plane hovering around that they couldn't block out the sound, the overall open to begin with. I was really excited to see the course. I still like the actual course. I think it looks cool on television. I didn't have to play it, so I'm sure if I had to play it, especially under those conditions, like humbug.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The playing to so many landing areas throughout the day really it messes with the flow because there's everybody's gonna hit driver. Okay, well, nobody's gonna hit 5-wood, so they have to wait. And then you're waiting again to hit to the next landing area and then the next landing area. It's just a very choppy style of golf you have to play when you're playing that kind of course.
Yeah, and not only was it slow, but it was also, just dead. The atmosphere was just awful, except for the people that just yell walking taco in the background.
Banana pancakes. And,
yeah, it's stupid. Like, I don't know why they just keep doing that.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing is, I don't know, just wasn't a very good weekend.
Well,
and the USGA took some heat.
Yeah, because I read that the USGA was in charge of ticket sales with the LA Country Club for this event. They could have sold up to 40,000 tickets per day is what they were allotted to. The USGA only chose to sell 22,000 tickets a day. And it showed on a lot of the holes because it seemed like a lot of the people are congregating at the grandstand. So when you're getting to like the middle of that course, there was no one. Like,
so out of your number, right, for the tickets that were available, and then roughly 20,000, right? The 23,000 for sale to the general public is what they had for tickets available. So already, as Ryan was saying, they had capacity for more. They cut that in half. So instead of 40,000, they had 23, right? And then 14,000 of those were for the hospitality, like your tents and your spaces and your Pacific Club and all that. Those, very expensive. Only 9,000 general admission warriors out there.
And so
only 9,000.
That's 500 people on the green, like per hole.
Justin Thomas had a comment out here. Said, just a tough place venue-wise. Bad spectating course, good for corporate. Agreed crowds were a little less, but like Chambers, Aaron Hills, etc., some places just aren't good spectating places.
The thing is, Max Homa was quoted saying, it's not good when we're the loudest person on the course.
Yeah. And if you're looking at the LIV Golf Tour, right, and all this conversation about LIV and this, that, and the third, and
it's golf but louder.
Basically. Like it's golf, but at the same time, it's, can we make it, how do you make golf more fun? Because at the end of the day, like, it's still golf. And I think this is where, this is the conversation that had to be had years ago, where, golf was falling a little bit behind. Luckily, they had Tiger Woods, who was the greatest show, must-see television. He's on, you got to watch, right? But golf is golf, and it's very niche. And if you aren't doing things that provide a quality atmosphere for the players to make it seem fun instead of going to, like, a funeral, for example, then that is how you grow the game, right? That's how you do it.
And you can see it here, like Detroit, the Detroit Golf Club, that's a spectator's golf course. It's super walkable. The holes are right next to each other. And I mean, it was like that at LA Country Clubs. Yeah, the tee boxes and the greens are right next to each other. But it's just such an oddly shaped course. There's undulations instead of, flat fairways. You're getting these awkward downhill lies for everybody. So it's just not a place where you can stand next to the fairway, 15 yards off the fairway, and you're going to be able to see somebody hit a shot because they're probably 30 yards down a hill. In comparison to Detroit, even Aaron Hills, that's a very, it's a flat and like a wispy type of golf course. It's just, LA Country Club is just very undulating and awkward. And there's no, you can't get to the top of the hill and see 5 or 6 different holes. That's just not how it's laid out.
Justin Ray had tweeted out, PGA Tour events this season have multiple players shoot 62 or lower in the opening round. The Butterfield Bermuda Championship and the U.S. Open. Like Thursday, day one, was a great day for scoring, and then we didn't really see. I mean, we saw individuals have nice individual rounds, but nobody could put anything together for 4 days.
I mean, was there in the last 4 groups, was there a birdie on the back 9? I don't know.
And we all
maybe
learned
one
something.
or two.
We all learned a rule, right? So Rory hits the shot that goes into the greenside bunker, and the ball plugs into the sidewall of the bunker, and he got free relief. Because Gian asked me, he's like, "What's the?" I said, "I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what the determination is. They have to find the ball, so it's not a lost ball." We'll pick up on this on the other side here on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to the Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text golf to 21,000 to enter. That's golf to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
When you're in construction, you know that every minute matters and every dollar counts. You've got materials to purchase, employees to pay, and deadlines to meet. What you don't have is time to worry about your accounting, taxes, or ways to grow your business. That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is construction, our business is helping you run your business better. From tax planning, payroll processing, or R&D credit studies, we're here for you with concrete advice and answers. Let us help you build a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're a subcontractor, developer, architect, or engineer, of all the things you build, make your business the strongest. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
City. You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Want to remind you, all the action continues on over at the DraftKings Casino. Step into the world of the nonstop action by playing the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots, maybe my favorite, catch a hot hand on a dice game. Plus, you can enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5 can get a match of their first deposit, score up to $2,000 in their hand in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE. You get a match of your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Only at DraftKings Casino, only using the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117, 21 plus, Michigan only, one per opted-in customer, minimum $5 deposit, max match $2,000. Deposit and bonus amount require 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions do apply. All right, just want to hop back into the U.S. Open conversation. Our resident club pro, Justin Kruse, will join us in hour number 3. But just to kind of finalize some of our own thoughts of the weekend, Wyndham Clark winning it, being crowned the champion of the 123rd U.S. Open at LA Country Club. Yes, it was challenged by Rory McIlroy. Wyndham hit some good shots, patented fade left to right. No one else can hit it, only him. With his first major title, he joins Webb Simpson in 2012 as the only players over the last 40 years who have won the U.S. Open within their first 7 major starts. So that's pretty nice. But Wyndham Clark, kind of a underwhelming champion here. I'm not mad.
Oh, hey, Brooks Koepka was Brooks Koepka underwhelming when he won his first one? Scotty Scheffler?
That's what I brought up to Gian. I said, yeah. He's like, why are you pulling for Rory so much? I was like, well, it's a better story personally. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, why is that? And I said, well, unless Wyndham Clark goes on a tear, and this is where we know, like, this is where it all started, that makes it pretty cool. But the story for Rory or Ricky Fowler,
how about the fact that he lost his mom at 19 years old and he, transferred colleges to get his mind right, and then he ends up winning the U.S. Open. It sounds like a good story.
Yeah, and Ricky had said afterwards, he said, I guess in there, one of the reporters had asked him, like, what did you, say to him? And he said, I let him know that had his mother been here, she'd be very proud. I thought that was really nice of Ricky Fowler.
I think once Ricky kind of fell out of contention, I think 100% of the support was with Ricky Fowler to win it until he kind of fell apart. Yeah, and then it all shifted to Rory. Like, the fans, it all shifted to Rory.
And really, I mean, everybody, the first day of a tournament, unless there's inclement weather, is usually a pretty good day to score. Right? The course only gets more challenging as the weekend goes on. And so, with as many round one low scores that we had, I mean, Wyndham Clark was 6 under par after the first day. Rory McIlroy was 5 under par after the first day. And then obviously, Ricky's 8 under, and all he did was fall back. He got to 10, then he shot 70 and 75 on Sunday. Just really a tough weekend stretch there for Mr. Fowler. Cam Smith put together a nice 3 under round, but I mean, day one we had some low scores. Dustin Johnson, who shot 64 on day 1, shot 72 on day 4. Xander Schauffele, he carded a 62 on day 1. He was 8 under par, tied for the lead. He shot, his weekend rounds were 73, 72, 5 over. I mean, it wasn't easy at all, especially that game. Never easy. But the weekend scores were drastically higher than what the guys did on Thursday. And even on Friday, like if you're looking for
it, just
your best score in round 2 was 5 under.
It seems I'm just never one to doubt these guys because they're just so good. But as they say, you can make birdie the old-fashioned way on a par 5. Why risk going for it?
For eagle. That's
you
why.
can get a birdie and not risk bogeying or double bogeying when you put it into the stuff in front. If you hit driver 7-iron to 90 yards instead of burying yourself, you have a better shot at birdie. It just doesn't make sense. Like when you're in that type of tournament to keep going get your birdie and get out of there.
Was it Brad Pitt when he was playing Achilles in the film Troy, or was it in the movie 300? Why the main character said that's why no one will remember your name. You got to go for it, man. Well, layups are for basketball. What are you laying up, making birdie the old-fashioned way? Dude, get there in two.
This is not for
get
what?
Get there in two, baby.
Get there in two so that
you
have a
for the
nobody
eagle.
had nobody was eagling.
Until you do it, and then, oh, man, Dana, that great eagle on 16.
Yeah, they're
Bloody
eagling.
hell.
You know how they're eagling? They're making shots from the fairway. That's how they were making eagles yesterday.
Well, you could do it on 14, par 5. Just hit driver, hit your 3-wood or your 2-iron or whatever you carry in your bag to give you that extra oomph, right? Leave yourself a 2-putt. What's wrong with that? You 2-putt, make the birdie.
Here, they're showing it right now. Ricky on the par 5 goes for it in 2, right, short into the stuff again. It's like, why didn't you just lay up and put it to 5 feet? Anyway.
There are no layups, Dan. Nobody ever wrote home about laying up. Did you ever finish a round of golf, Dan, and somebody says, how did you play? You're like, I hit a great layup on the par 5 14th. No. Nobody ever does that. Hit 14 and 2. Made an eagle. Change the tournament. Change the tournament.
Made double bogey. Changed the tournament for that other guy.
Didn't make it. I did not make the green in 2. What happened? I hit it into the fescue. And then what happened? Right? And how about, we all got to learn a little something. What hole was it where Wyndham Clark got his ball stuck in the fescue and didn't take the drop? And what I mean by, I think it might have been 16, right? So his second shot is, in the heather, right by the bunker. And his ball is just buried in this. So he gets a rules official and he's trying to step around it. I think it was Wyndham Clark.
It was Wyndham Clark. Yeah,
okay,
maybe
so
15. But I'm not. Yeah, it was right around there.
He bogeyed both of them. And it's like, okay, well, if your approach shot is in this fescue and the odds of you hitting this out are, you would need an absolute miracle. Why not take an unplayable lie? Was it 15 the par 3 or 16 the par 4?
Oh, I don't.
Because
it was the par 4 or the par 3. Par 3.
It was the par 3.
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
So his shot, either way, you're going to drop for a penalty stroke, and then you still have a chance. See, I thought it was the par 4. If he's 2 into the stuff, you drop 3, you hit 4, you try to get up and down, save your bogey that way. He took a hack at it, buried it even deeper into the stuff, and then had to hack out of it again. Luckily, he was able to get the ball out. But shoot, I mean, it's one of those areas where it's like, really, what is your best case scenario? It's like when guys are taking their shoes off and hopping in the pond. Like, should you just take the drop? Do you just take it? Do you, as a golfer?
That one, though, you just don't know where you're going to have to drop. We couldn't tell the nearest point of relief. Plus you're also going to have to go over that stuff that you're already in. So, you chunk one, guess what? You're right back where you were.
You guys are hitting it fat straight into a greenside bunker after that. Oh, my God.
And how about Scotty Scheffler almost getting hit twice on the same tee box on Saturday and Sunday by errant shots?
You got to be careful out there when those tee boxes are so close to those greens, right?
Yeah, I think on Saturday the ball bounced right in front of him. Then on Sunday it was about probably 10 yards behind him.
Ashton says 2-putt birdies are better. They are. They are. It's just something about it, man. Something about getting to that par 5 and 2.
Again,
Let
when
me create a
the
scenario for you.
opportunity is there, when there's 3 bunkers and 12 acres worth of fescue in front of the green, I'm not going for it.
Do you ever go for greens and 2 at any of your local tracks?
Yeah. Guess what?
Oh, I
They're not
try all the
guarded-
time.
They're not guarded by bunkers and ponds.
I'm trying to go for green all the time. Never works out.
So this happened to me last week where the 9th hole, I could just hit an iron to the middle of the fairway off the tee. It's a dogleg left. There's a creek that crosses it. You have to hit it about 270 to cross the creek, give or take. Maybe 270 on the left side, 250 on the right side. It's just in that intermediate distance, and it's a big creek too. Like, this isn't like one of those small ditches. This has a very large bridge. Like, this is a canyon. And there's a pond on the left. There's a fairway bunker on the left. Like,
so enough to be like,
I
I could get there, but I need all, like, if I have one little hiccup, I'm going right in it.
Oh, and then the driving range is off to the left. There's a couple, there's other holes that are off to the left. Like, it's pretty well guarded. But there's 2 trees off the tee box. And if you hit between these 2 trees like a field goal post, right, and keep that same line, you can get across the creek. What's the difference in having 87 yards into the green or having, 150 to 170? Like, really, what's the difference? That might be the last time I ever go for it, but I had a decent round in play. It was a decent round. And it was like, hey, I'm not playing for the green jacket. Like, why wouldn't I just go for it? And I snapped it into the driving range and made it triple, but that's neither here nor there. It's quite an accomplishment if you can hit it.
Literally, did you hear what they said yesterday? Exactly what I'm talking about happened to Dustin Johnson. He carded a quad. How many did he lose by? 4. If you just par the hole.
No, he was 7 back of the lead. Dustin Johnson was only 3 under.
Okay, he must have been terrible late because he was 4 back, and they were taught with like 3 holes to go, and they're like, if you didn't have that 8 the other day, you would be leading.
Yeah, how many times have you said that golfing? Well, if I didn't have that 8, I would only have 2 other 8s on the scorecard.
Yeah, I mean, he made a double. No, where are we at here? What round did he card the 8 in? Was it the second round?
It was the first or second round.
Early on in the tournament, yeah, he took an 8 on the par 4 second hole in round 2. That's where it was at, and he shot 3 over 30.
You probably didn't see much of Dustin Johnson because I think it was Friday night when he was making his run. The broadcast didn't show him until he was finishing at 18.
Yeah, not a great day for NBC.
No, considering I was talking with Dan with this on Friday about just the coverage how you get on ESPN Plus and CBS normally compared to Peacock, and it's like you get the shot tracers. If they don't have the tracer available when the guy's off the tee, they'll show like the overhead graphic of the hole and see where the ball is roughly landing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a general idea where this player is hitting, and I felt like NBC, like, your guess was as good as theirs.
Yeah, tough day. It reminded me a lot of like a Fox major championship broadcast. Like, just no, it just wasn't great. The course wasn't the course was okay. It was
like
all right.
You said, it looked cool. It was visually pleasing seeing like how weird it looked from the tee boxes. Like, you could just tell, like, oh yeah, they could play this hole like 10 different ways if they wanted to. But yeah, it's just not, like I said, the target to target golf. That's not major championship golf. You're supposed, dude's supposed to hit a driver and then hit 3-wood, and then the guys can hit. Not, hey, there's a group on the green, a group in the fairway, and a group on the tee box. That's not major championship golf.
No, that's misery on a Thursday, right? You're just backlogged on a Saturday.
Also,
you tried to get an early tee time, and you got 5,000 people on your public course.
Love the West Coast time zone for golfing this weekend. Being able to just fall asleep to golf at like 10:30 at night as they're finishing up. It's like that's what the summer needs.
Did you fall asleep to the chopper? There's in the background. You're just like, oh man, it does makes you doze off. It's like I don't know, it's like some CIA stuff where they just play a noise in the background and you just pass out. Like that's what that NBC plane had me feeling like, and the fact that like the volume was just amplified, just to me was like, this is nuts.
Well, no crowd noise to drown it out.
Very, very limited crowd. Limited crowd. Strange course. Slow play.
Matthew Stafford was there though.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he got interviewed. It was Thursday or Friday when he was there. One of the days they interviewed him.
I did not see that. But good for Matthew Stafford to be there to support. He was probably in one of the corporate tents.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Probably hanging on the Pacific Club. Yes. Yeah. Get up there.
Just watch out for those drop-offs. You don't want a repeat of the parade.
Definitely not. Don't want anybody falling off trying to take a photo of you. But the other thing that hopefully they will take a look at, and maybe the PGA as a whole will sit down and be like, look, we need to provide. I'm not saying it doesn't have to be a rock concert, right? But it should have an element of like fan interaction. And the fact that the club ate up all these general admission tickets. Did you see some of the rules out there? Whoa. Some of the rules out there for this club, for LA Country Club. Like to be member. Did you see any of those?
No.
Like rules, like if you wanted to join that club, or rules for attending this weekend?
This place is restricted.
Place is restricted. All right. Rules if you wanted to join the club.
Oh yeah, it's a $250,000 buy-in.
Yeah, initiation fee $250,000. No celebrities or social media posts. 45-year-old tax loophole saves them $80 million annually because it sits on 320 acres in the heart of L.A. And in fact, that piece of land is the only piece of real estate. The land alone, reportedly worth $8 billion. It's the second most valuable piece of real estate not developed for housing behind Central Park in New York City. Craziness. An $8 billion assessed land value would typically mean hundreds of millions in property taxes alone, but LACC only pays $220,000 in annual taxes. It's owned by its members and registered as a nonprofit, so they benefit when California voters passed a ballot in 1960 that lowered the value at which officials were allowed to assess nonprofit golf courses. The nonprofit rule also applies to Bel Air Country Club, Brentwood Country Club, Wilshire Country Club in Greater LA. Then in 78, voters passed Proposition 13, a new law that rolled back the assessed land value to its 1975 level and more or less froze that value in time. So they are dodging massive property taxes, and good for them for using the tax code. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this. Michigan Sports Network.
Bullying, lack of patience, cruelty to animals. Those are not good traits. They also happen to be critical warning signs of violence. June is Gun Violence Awareness Month, and the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police wants you to know that at-risk people often display warning signs before they resort to gun violence. Search online for 10 critical warning signs of violence and ask your local police department how you can safely make a difference.
In the Den with Dan Dickerson.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code HUGE for a special offer when you sign up. That's code HUGE, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the next few weeks, the Tigers' pitching staff is going to get a lot healthier and a lot stronger. If all continues to go well with rehab assignments, the Tigers are going to get 3 starters back and a key reliever. Matt Manning and Terry Skubal are both pitching in Toledo, both really pleased with their velocity, their forward pitch mix, and how the ball is coming out of their hand. Look for a return for both by early July at the latest. Eduardo Rodriguez had a bullpen session in Minnesota. That was a pleasant surprise. His return might be a lot earlier than anyone expected. And Bo Brisky will rejoin the Tigers in the series with Kansas City. He's been missed this year. Look for him to be a multiple inning force out of the bullpen.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Have a blast with Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway. Saturdays in June, 2 players every hour win $1,500 premium play. On June 24th, the 11 p.m. winner rolls out in a new Coachman Catalina Legacy Edition. It's Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny in the car. To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Kenny Walker. Touchdown. Spotty. Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes. Caught. Touchdown Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here, X's and Bros. Hour 3 on this Monday. It is the 19th day of June, 2023. Great to have you riding along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you to join the program at any time. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21000. Sports Radio to 21000. Calls to the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros, and, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Added.com to that to find our website. Danny Cahatlin is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. A couple of text messages that come in here. Not sure if I can tune in today or after 7:30, but how about Fowler and Shoffley choke? LOL. How about Wyndham Clark? Is that a conceded golf name or what? Wow. My answer for Lions Trivia, Bubba Baker or Jason Hansen. Facts. Yeah, would you qualify Fowler and Xander choking? Do you think that's a choke because you had the day one lead? I mean, it's very, very difficult to have a wire-to-wire win in any tournament, much less a PGA tournament. Very, very challenging.
I don't think Ricky choked. If you weren't going to get any birdies on the front, you just had to hold strong on the back, and nobody really did that other than Wyndham Clark, so he deserved a win.
Yeah, poor Wyndham Clark.
The back nine is treacherous there. If you shoot even par on that back nine, then on Sunday, you deserve to win.
I don't know if tied for the lead going into Sunday's a choke. I'd say the last 9 holes. If you were tied for the lead, I'd say because a lot can happen in a full round. You could be Ricky Fowler, go 8 under. You could be Justin Thomas and be 9 over.
And where would you want to be, like, after the first day of the tournament? Would you want to go, like, crazy low like they did and go 8 under par and have a share of the lead after day one, or have a pretty good round, maybe shoot like a 4 under, 5 under?
Well, if you're Ricky, that first day gave you a top 10 finish.
That it did, but a lot of times when you play really well to start your round, sometimes you'll protect yourself a little bit more.
It just all depends who you are, because if Ricky Fowler probably looking back on this, you know what, this is a great weekend, because hasn't been that great for Puma Pride over here.
No, not great at all.
So I don't think that that, because it showed you needed one good round, really good round to cement yourself into a top 15 place for the U.S. Open. You didn't need to string 2 whole days together. You just needed one, and you were set.
JYD in Kalamazoo, pardon me, said, what is this fascination with videoing everything? If I'm John Morant, I tell my buddies in the car, no video, no cameras. How dumb can you be? I don't know. They're on Instagram Live. I don't know. I have no answer for that. I'm sorry. I got nothing.
I love how we're trying to justify pulling out a pistol by calling your friends out for videoing you. It's
right.
Like, which one is a little more questionable? Videoing you and your friends hanging out or pulling out a pistol?
I just don't understand. Like, the friends got to be better. Like, the guy who's videoing that, he drops the phone. Like, he knew immediately what was at stake. I'm not mad at that guy. I don't even know who that guy is. I don't know. I don't know how many times we can blame the circle, blame the circle, blame the circle. How about blame the person that's responsible for this? How about that guy? How about the guy with the $200 million contract? How about we blame him? The onus is on him, especially the second time around. Yes, Stafford was there. He scored 5 under on the first 9 holes and 10 over on the last 9 holes in 11 days. I don't get what that means. I love Bradley Beal, but could someone explain to me what Ishbia is doing in Phoenix? This could get bad and bad quick. They better get one title before that money gets tight. My guess is no more free cable. Actually, it will cost double. I don't know what Phoenix is doing. I honestly have
better
no
get
idea.
one title out of this. They'd be lucky if they got one finals appearance out of this.
Yeah, they'll be lucky to get out of the first round. They got 5 guys under contract right now.
They have no point guards.
None. We'll get into this trade coming up here because it's NBA draft week as well. In case you didn't know, this coming Thursday, that's June 22nd, will be the NBA draft. Excited about that. Who will the Pistons take? I'm leaning towards. I think what's going to transpire is the top 3 are going to be Wemby, Scoot Henderson, and Brandon Miller from Alabama. Like that's where those 3 picks are going to be. If Scoot and Brandon Miller flip-flop, okay. But I think that those are going to be the top 3 picks consensus-wise. I don't think that there's really any disagreement from anybody across the board. It gets really interesting what happens right before the Pistons pick. Right at number 5, do you have one of the Thompson twins from Overtime Elite? Are you more comfortable with a Cam Whitmore? Is it Jarace or Jarris Walker? Not really sure. Out of Houston. They definitely need someone who could shoot it, and some wing help would be desired. So that's why I kind of lean towards Cam Whitmore a little bit. Guy can defend. He can fly. He can get to the basket. Shot 40% on catch and shoots. So there's a But the first 3, Wemby, Scoot, and Brandon Miller, I feel like are guaranteed locks. Wemby, obviously, at number 1. That's 100% going to happen. So outside of that, it's, where do the Pistons go? They're at number 5. And, is there – I'll be interested to see where Kobe Buffkin and Jet Howard go as well. Both are top 20 guys according to ESPN's, draft prospectus as far as best overall players, best available. 19 for Jet Howard, 18 for Kobe Buffkin. Very interested to see where those 2 go. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up real quick. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
The Detroit Tigers take 3 out of 4 against the Minnesota Twins. Congratulations to them, winning 6-4 yesterday. They now sit just 5 games back of the Twinkies for first place in the AL Central. They are 2.5 games behind the Cleveland Guardians. Still sounds weird to say. Not gonna lie, Cleveland Guardians. I feel like all the Indian stuff kind of once they had to switch their name, I feel like that era of Cleveland baseball is done. It's weird. It just feels kind of like a fresh start, like it's brand new or something. I don't know. Ray Lewis III, son of 2-time Super Bowl champion Ray Lewis, passed away due to a suspected overdose, according to a police report that was obtained on Saturday. He died on Wednesday after officers were called to his Central Florida home and found him unconscious in a bedroom, every parent's worst nightmare. The Patriots' Jack Jones was arrested. Who? Jack Jones, at an airport on a weapons charge. He had 2 firearms in his travel luggage at Boston's Logan Airport. He'll be arraigned next week in East Boston District Court. His bail was set at $50,000. Got to imagine that might be the end of his career. If you haven't seen the Chiefs championship ring, it's pretty gaudy, but it's right about on par with what I'd say the Golden State Warriors did most recently. 16.1 carats. Bugs Bunny would be happy. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Have a blast with Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway. Saturdays in June, 2 players every hour win $1,500 premium play. On June 24th, the 11 p.m. winner rolls out in a new Coachman Catalina Legacy Edition. It's Rolling Thunder Camper Giveaway, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Step into a world of nonstop action over the DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots, my favorite craps, plus enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else right now. New customers who deposit at least $5 can get a match of their first deposit and score up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE, promo code HUGE. Get a match of your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Only at DraftKings Casino using the promo code HUGE. If you or somebody who has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline. 800-270-7117, 21 plus, Michigan only. One per opted-in customer, minimum $5 deposit, max match $2,000. Deposit and bonus amount required 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions do apply. I got to give some credit here to Ryan Elke. Now, this is not on the show sheet. He has no idea I'm about to say this. But I don't even know if we discussed this on the air or if this was an off-the-air conversation. But Ryan Elke and his wife have a brilliant plan. And as I was sitting around this weekend, I wasn't actually sitting around this weekend, but as I was out and about this weekend, I noticed a dynamic from some couples that I don't know. It's a big choice. It's a big choice. It's a lot. There's a lot there. Now, Ryan is enlightening me because I asked him about this because I have some friends that, these guys can't go to the bathroom without telling explaining what they're about to go do. Right? They are just all over them like cheap suits. Maybe this is an early marriage thing and it'll phase out. But I watch some of this stuff from a distance and I'm like, man alive, I just don't know if every time, anything I ever had to do just needed some sort of elaborate explanation. Right? About oh, where are you going? To the other room. Why? Because I want to go to the other room. Well, why are you doing that? Why don't you just stay here with me? I don't know if I can.
Yeah, see, that's
a lot. It's a lot. Where did you go? I went to the bathroom for 15 minutes. Yeah, if that's I read a report somewhere. The dads spend the number one place that dads spend in their home is actually in the bathroom. Because it's the only time they get any peace and quiet. And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I would have thought garage, basement, somewhere along those lines. But no, it's actually the bathroom. It's like a hideout. And Ryan, you and your wife have a setup here that I got to reference. And Gian looked at me and said, that's brilliant. I said, I'm like, are you right? That's brilliant. Why wouldn't you? Because some of my friends are just suffering. They're suffering. What is it that you and your wife do when you want to make plans?
Yeah, so wife and I have 2 young kids, third one on the way.
Woo!
And our rule has just been our whole time together, if the plans don't require a babysitter and there's no other plans made, make them. Just tell us after you make the plan. Because you're not breaking anything else. We don't need to make accommodations for anything. Just go make the plan. So even with kids, where if it's a Saturday night and she goes, oh, my friend invited me out for dinner. Well, okay, I had nothing planned. Text me when you're coming home.
It could all be that easy, folks. It could all be that easy. Because that's good for your health. It's good for hers, right? You want to go out, we're not doing anything super crazy.
Right.
Most of the time.
It's she's going to catch up with friends because, they don't have kids. We have kids. It's hard to
do anything.
Hard to make that plan. So if she gets invited out, come have dinner. Go do it. Don't care.
Do it. Good for you.
If she doesn't have plans and my dad texts me Twilight Golf, she's like, go do it. Don't care.
That's great. That is, it's honestly simple and brilliant at the same time. The amount of people that can't do this is, it's preposterous to me. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, the difference is that some ladies, some ladies.
Yeah, here we go.
They have to plan something out in their head for weeks, verbalize it to you many, many times, and then most likely that thing will not happen. Men, we say, oh, I'm going to go do this thing. We go do it, and then it happens. Women don't work like that.
You know what? And they really don't. They really just do not. And it is fascinating to me. I feel like I'm in some sort of experiment. Like my buddy Bump, who got married, he's probably still listening right now. He listens on the iHeartRadio app every morning. God bless him. And his wife went down to Colombia. Not South Carolina, not Colombia, but Colombia. So she's down there. She's she's got family down there. So that she's like, yeah, I'm going to go on this trip. He can't because of work, but just go. And they're early on in their marriage. Like, yeah, just go. If you're going to go like with your mom or your sister or whomever, you want to go see family. Like that's like, go. That is so. And because this week he's like, hey, I'm going to be in town. What day is your dad's golf league? Is it Wednesday? Because I'm going to play. I said, that's great. Yes. I said, why don't you stay for the weekend? I have a buddy coming in from New York who just he's got 2 kids. They're 4 and 2. He is, he's at his wit's end, and I get it. Like I don't understand it, but I can hear it in his voice. He's wearing down a little bit. So I said, hey, if you come out here, right, we're going to be, doing X, Y, and Z, and probably we're going to go back out to the island again on Saturday. My other buddy, his wife is going on a bachelorette party. And it's like, this is fabulous. Like, look at how this plan is all coming together out of nowhere.
And you didn't even have to plan it because we're dudes.
We are
dudes.
Just
say, like, I was on a bachelor party a few weeks ago, the fishing charter. I got 3 text messages about that. That's all it took. I showed up.
Place,
I knew the address.
what we need.
That's it. That's how it should work.
So a couple of my other buddies went on a fishing charter, and they were like, hey, do you want to go? And I said, you know what? You guys go. I got to work. Like, you guys go. I wouldn't have found, like, I've been deep sea fishing before. It's cool. I'll do it with my dad. But outside of that, like, it's just not something like if I have an open Saturday, like I probably want to go play golf if the weather's good. Right. So it's not something that I'd put high on my priority list. And the one guy is telling me because his child is pretty young and he is trying to pack his bag the night before and he's getting some supplies for the fishing trip. And his wife is like, why are you taking that? And he just was like, okay. And he just dropped with it. And he just went and he's like, I'm going to wait her out. He's like, I'm going to wait till she falls. Like, I'm going to go to bed, wait till she falls asleep. I'm going to wake up extra early and pack in the morning. And he says his wife comes out in the kitchen while he's loading beer into a bag. And because the baby's asleep, she's doing the whole, why are you packing beer? What are you doing? Like they're doing, like she's like whisper yelling at him. And so instead of like trying to calm her down, he went on a counteroffensive and decided that he would whisper yell back that she's going to wake up the baby and why is she even awake right now? And so imagine this taking place with you and your wife or you and your girlfriend or whatever. And you guys are whisper yelling at you to not wake up the child because she's mad at you for putting a 6-pack of beer in a bag to go deep sea fishing. And she can't figure out why you would need a beer on a fishing trip. Where are you really going? What are you really up to? Like, how crazy is that? So they go back and forth. And eventually the baby wakes up. And he's like, see, look what you did. And he just grabbed his stuff and walked out the house. That's what you got to do. I mean, sometimes you got to just dig in. Like, look, yeah, I'm like, I made these plans. I'm going to go on this trip. Why are you watching what I'm packing? What is wrong with you?
See, my wife got me the little carrier to put beer in my golf bag for Christmas.
Some women get it. Be thankful.
Because, it's like, you're not spending $10 a beer on the golf course.
Right.
And you get to go have some fun because it only packs 6.
So, she gets it, man. She gets it. My wife and I are in the same boat, Ryan. That comes from Big Snoop on YouTube. We'll be right back here on X's and Bros. Justin Kruse joins us next here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, LTD.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at TullymoreGolf.com.
You're listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Join us now, the resident professional, the X's and Bros Country Club, our good buddy, Justin Kruse. Find him on Twitter at Coilswell. Justin, my man, good morning to you. Wyndham Clark, your U.S. Open champion. How do we feel about that?
Good morning, Anthony. It's a strange reaction. It was an odd U.S. Open. It lacked a lot of juice at times, lacked a lot of excitement, and I think you leave this U.S. Open in 3, 4, 5 years, you'll see Wyndham Clark, and we don't know what his career will turn into, but I think it just lacks a lot of memories or iconic moments, to be honest, that we're used to at a U.S. Open.
Do you think that is a product of the course, though? Like, do we blame the course because we didn't have really any wild drama or those moments that you're talking about where it's like, oh, man, I mean, things got a little hairy there down the home stretch. But at the end of the day, I mean, the difference between Wyndham Clark and Rory McIlroy was just one stroke, and each guy both shot 1 under in round 3. Both were even par in round 4. So, like, I mean, is that what it was? Is just that it was a bunch of pars out there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily the product of the golf course, because if you look at yesterday, a lot of marquee players had a chance to win and were never really able to elevate themselves into contention by the back nine. So I think the golf course did eventually, provide a good stern test. I just think there's dynamics within the golf course. You look at 18, Clark kind of hits a fillet of fish out to the right, and in most cases, that drive is missing the fairway by 15, 20 yards well into the rough, and he still had another 5 yards to play with. So I think there's just some things like that I don't know if it leaves necessarily a bad taste in your mouth, but it's like the 18th hole of the U.S. Open, did you have to really step up and hit a shot? You contrast that with, Matt Fitzpatrick last year at Brookline hits the ball in that fairway bunker and then hits that incredibly memorable 7-iron from out of the fairway bunker to within 20 feet to secure the win. That was a challenging golf shot, a challenging golf hole that he was able to kind of conquer down the home stretch. And he also made some birdies last year on the back nine to really, put the tournament, in his possession. And, Clark did what he had to do. The 14th hole is going to be the one that everybody remembers, the par 5, where Rory hits his third shot with a wedge into the face of a bunker. And Clark hit 2 incredible shots to get on in 2 and 2-putt for a birdie. And that was a lead he would never relinquish.
Is there a better 2-putt in golf than a 2-putt for a birdie? We were talking about this earlier today. And, questioning whether or not guys should be, ripping driver and then just going for it in 2 instead of trying to hit some sort of layup shot. Now, I am of the understanding that layups are for basketball. We hit the ball as far as we can. We swing as hard as we can every time, and we just chase it down. That's my logic to it, because nobody ever wrote home about a great layup shot that they hit. That was the argument early this morning. What say you? I mean, these are professionals. These are the shots that they are supposed to be able to hit. Why not go for it in 2?
Yeah, well, that's modern professional golf right now, is hit driver as far as you can, and wherever it ends up, you then have a wedge and you hit a wedge, and you're better from there than you would be with a 7-iron or 8-iron if you laid up or laid back. So I think the aggressive nature of golf today is, like I said, you just hit it as far as you can, you go find it, and you hit it again. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I think that outlook creates some of these situations where some of these golf courses, no matter how long they make it at, 7,400 yards, par 70, 600 yards, par 5, these guys can still overpower the golf course and still, have wedges in their hands and give great opportunities to score. I mean, look at yesterday, even though some of the leaders didn't produce great rounds, Fleetwood had a great round to kind of get into the top 10. And then during the course of the week, we saw a lot of great scoring. So the power game isn't going anywhere when it comes to golf. That's for sure.
You know, and you mentioned it when we talked on, what was that, Thursday, about going into the opening round. You thought that there was going to be some low scores on day one, and boy, did you hit the nail on the head, right? 62, the low round in round number one. Of course, Ricky Fowler right there, Xander Schauffele there as well. And as we look at how exactly does a course get more challenging as the rounds continue? Like, why is a PGA Tour course more difficult on a Sunday than it is on a Thursday?
I think in this case, the USGA was able to manufacture some pin positions and some hole locations that really tested players the last 2 to 3 days, especially over the weekend, and it firmed up. That golf course, when it was cloudy, the scoring was substantially better, a little more moisture in the greens. Guys were able to hit it closer. When the sun came out and it got baked out, it got really firm and really challenging. And part of that leads to what I said earlier, where it wasn't that exciting because it was very challenging on the back nine. The USGA set it up that way, and it was shown with some of the scoring yesterday in the final groups. But it just created a situation where there wasn't a lot of juice, wasn't a lot of dramatic birdie putts. It kind of just plodded along, and Clark hit the shots to win, and, once again, Rory didn't.
And it's it's tough for Rory. I want to get back to him, but I want to get to the atmosphere that is. I'm not saying that it's got to be live and you need a guy in a parking lot on a unicycle with a clown nose on, right? I don't need all of that. But it was really interesting to see that the golfers would be some of the loudest audio that you would hear. It was like they didn't even need to put the boom mic over the caddy and the player because you could hear them just fine because it didn't feel like there was much of an atmosphere there. And I want to get your thoughts on, one, like, it doesn't need to be waste management because that's its own thing. But at the same time, like, we could have at least a few more. Like, I don't know. It felt like a very underwhelming sort of golf tournament from an excitement standpoint because there were no people.
Yeah, I totally agree. You look at some of the video and some of the photos from the end of Saturday, and granted, that ended very, very late, even out there. And there's nobody there. And Sunday, it just seemed to be moments where there was a lot of potential big moments or shots, and there just wasn't a lot of energy in the crowd. And according to Twitter, and who knows what's true anymore and what's not, there was about 9,000 general admission tickets sold. And of those 9,000, the club allegedly bought about 4,500 of those tickets. So I don't know if they kept them, gave them away, who knows. I talked to someone that was on the ground last night, and she said that it was really a very corporate crowd. A lot of the people, of the 25,000 people that were in each day, about 14,000 plus were in, suites or hospitality, and that tends to limit how much people are paying attention when they're having cocktails and eating and not really watching the golf tournament. So I think some of the setup, it wasn't a venue that was going to have massive crowds like a Bethpage. It wasn't going to have that raucous New York crowd that we've seen at venues like that in the past. But yeah, I think you're 100% right, Anthony. It just, even in some of the big moments on Saturday when Fowler was making a charge and making putts, there just wasn't a lot there. And I think that all kind of ties into a U.S. Open that is going to be not very memorable at the end of the day. And that's unfortunate because I think it's a tournament we all look forward to so much.
Would you go back out to L.A.? Would you host it there again?
Well, this gets back to another question. The USGA is assigning these championships, 20, 30 years out. So they're already committed to going out there for a women's U.S. Open and a men's U.S. Open in about 15 years. So a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows what golf even looks like then. But when you're committing to these venues that you haven't seen play, that you haven't seen how it all works out, you kind of back yourself into a corner a little bit, and I think that's what they've done with LACC. There was a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue, Lionel Richie's house on one hole, the Playboy Mansion on the back nine. But at the end of the day, it kind of just played like a regular tour event and leads you, kind of wanting more.
Yeah, definitely a lot there to be desired. Would you quantify Xander Schauffele and Ricky Fowler after their great start in their opening round on Thursday of their 62s. You know, the rest of the week it was a little bit more difficult, right? And those early big rounds, I mean, that got them in contention. It got them at the top of the leaderboard. It got them top 10 finishes, which is great from a money standpoint. But would you qualify what they did as choking?
I think it's hard. Ricky and Xander, similar. Ricky's won the Players' Championship. Xander's won some decent events in the early Tournament of Championship event in Hawaii. I don't know if I'd quantify it as choking, but when you start to look at who's winning major championships and who's in contention, there's a laundry list of guys, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay, Max Homa, who are top 10 players in the world who just are not coming through in these major championships. And in the case of Homa, he's not even contending, and this week he missed the cut. So it's an interesting conversation because you have guys that, again, are winning on the PGA Tour, which is very hard to do. They are collecting multiple trophies. They are top 10 players in the world, immensely talented players. But when it all comes down to it, you see, Cam Smith played well this week. DJ played well this week. Koepka, who didn't have his best stuff, still was lingering around 20th. Rory played well again this week. It seems like these guys are surfacing over and over again, and some of these guys just continue to fall short. So I don't know if it's really a choke, Anthony, or just some of these guys just don't have what it takes in the big moments.
For Rory now, I mean, even par, he was stride for stride with Wyndham Clark. He shot 65 in round one. Wyndham Clark shot 64, and then they had identical 67s in round two, 69s in round three, and then even par 70s in round four. I mean, I was really pulling hard there for Rory to win this tournament. I thought he played really well. I don't think there's anything for him to be honestly that upset about outside of the fact that, okay, he didn't hoist the trophy at the end, and that's what we're all playing for. But, is there a major sort of monkey on his back to get back in there and to win another one? Since, we talk about winning majors, we talk about winning tournaments like everybody does it. Like everybody's got 12. Like, no, it's just not what happens.
Yeah, you think about it, Rory's going on 2014 is the last time he won a major championship, so almost 10 years. But he top 10'd at Oak Hill for the PGA. He nearly won last year at St. Andrews. He very easily could have won and maybe should have won this week at the U.S. Open. So he is putting himself in position, and maybe the putts fall, the breaks go your way. But I think for Rory, much like at St. Andrews last year in the Open Championship, where he hit 18 greens and just wasn't able to make a putt to get a birdie to beat Cam Smith, I think he's going to look back, and there's a lot of what if. Playing that par 5, like I said earlier, at number 14, having a wedge in your hand and then hitting it into the face of the bunker and actually probably getting lucky to make bogey. Just those small moments seem to rise up and kind of bite Rory, and I think a lot of people were pulling for him. He is an all-time great player, but you got to put yourself in contention, and once you're in contention, you got to capitalize. And his round yesterday, he birdied the first hole, gets a ton of momentum, and then doesn't make a birdie the rest of the way. I mean, if I had told you after that birdie on one that's going to be Rory's only birdie of the day, you'd say that wasn't possible, and that's exactly what happened.
I mean, how lucky was he that ball embedded into the face of the bunker? I didn't know. I thought he was going to have to take it unplayable and get a penalty stroke. I didn't know you could get a free drop there.
Well, not only does he get a free drop, he then gets the drop on the top side of the bunker because he's within that one club length. And even though he had a drop in the very thick rough, it gave him a chance to save par. And if you look at that wedge shot, I think it was 127 yards. I mean, that was at least 10 yards short of his target and a little offline to the right. So it just was a poorly executed wedge shot in a big moment. And he got lucky that he was able to have a 10-footer to save par, which he missed. But just the one birdie, one bogey, both on par 5s, to play all those par 4s, all those long par 3s that well, and come up short, not able to to get that 10 to 12, 15-footer to go, I think it's a hard pill to swallow this morning for Rory.
So does that mean if I hit my ball, let's say I hit a moonshot, right? It's a little wet out there, and my ball plugs in the fairway. Am I allowed to take relief because it's I am.
Any ball that breaks the surface of the ground. Now this doesn't come into play when you're like in a bunker and get a fried egg or a plugged ball. But if you hit a ball that goes into the rough or into the fairway or into the face of a bunker and it breaks the surface and is plugged in there, you do get free relief within one club length.
Wow. All right, everybody write that down. That's good to know. I was like, man, we're learning something new here today. All right, last one here for you. Did you get a chance to play, when you went overseas, did you get a chance to play at Royal Liverpool at Hoylake?
I did not. I've played a bunch of golf in Scotland. I've never played any golf in England, but it should be a good championship. I mean, Tiger won there, Rory won there. So we haven't seen a lot of this golf course. It's not one of the courses in the rotation that is super memorable or super well-known like some of the others. But, hey, they've had 2 championships in the last 20-plus years, and 2 of the all-time greats have won. So that always bodes well.
It does. That it does. All right, I'm excited for that, and obviously we'll circle back when we get ready for the Open Championship there in July that will end our major season. Still getting used to the updated calendar here on this PGA Tour of events. His name is Justin Kruse. Find him on Twitter at Coyle as well. He is our resident country club professional here at the X's and Bros Country Club. And you know what? I should ask you real quick about Wyndham Clark. How do I go the whole thing and not really even talk about the guy that won the thing? So good for him, second career win. Just your thought on Wyndham.
Hey, like I said, he stepped up in a big moment, hitting that par 5 and 2. He played the golf he needed to play to win the championship. Guy was a great college player at Oklahoma State and the University of Oregon. He picked up a win earlier this year at Quail Hollow. He's going to likely at this point be on the Ryder Cup team. He was 10th in Ryder Cup points going into the U.S. Open. So while he's an unknown guy, he was a guy with a lot of pedigree coming out of college. And, you know, you pick up 2 wins in an elevated event and then a major championship. That's a pretty strong season. So does this catapult Wyndham Clark into the Patrick Cantley, Xander Schauffele echelon of top 10 to 12 players, or does this just kind of become one of these obscure Lucas Glover, Sean McKeel type major championships? I don't think that's too early to tell, but the guy's young. He's got a lot of pedigree. He was a good college player. He's picked up 2 big trophies this year. So I think there's a lot of optimism if you're in the Wyndham Clark camp that this is a guy that maybe in 3 or 4 years has 5 or 6 wins.
I like that. This could be the start of something good. Justin Kruse, as always, my friend, thank you so much. Hey, enjoy your day today. Hopefully you're able to squeeze in at least 18, maybe 27 today.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great Monday.
All right, we'll see you. There he goes, Justin Kruse. We'll get into the Bradley Beal deal tomorrow, and we might have some more movement by tomorrow as well. For Dan and Ron and Anthony, so long. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Myers Super Sale is here. Friday and Saturday only. Find super low prices on items like Meyer Family Pack chicken wings for $1.79 per pound and 99 cents per pound green seedless grapes. Plus, buy one, get one free Hormel Black Label or Natural Choice Bacon. Don't miss limited time prices during the Meyer Super Sale. Friday and Saturday only while supplies last. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meyer app.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Roll on Fridays to win a share of over $8,000 in premium play. Each week in June from 7 to 11 p.m., 3 lucky players every hour roll the dice for prizes. The rolling champion each night wins $1,000 premium play. Roll on Fridays, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at